So I guess everyone was saying they can't hear me. Hopefully you can hear me now. Let me know in the chat when you can hear me now. But what I was saying was, guys, I have not stopped streaming on YouTube. I am still streaming on YouTube. Sometimes real life things take precedent and I need to, obviously focus on those things. So what I've been doing is I've been working on the ground in Newark, New Jersey at Delaney Hall Detention Center. There's a community organization that's currently developing that I'm a part of. So there's a lot of projects in the works right now. I'm actually in the process of actually making something that people have been wanting, because I've had some like in between time of reporting at Delaney Hall Detention Center. I've also been like taking the time to do something else that I want to apply to my YouTube and my TikTok, something people have been asking for the last 6 months. So I've been doing that kind of in between. But a lot of really important reporting has gone out on both my TikTok and my YouTube. If you have not checked it out, a lot has happened over the last couple weeks. We've been mentioned in the New York Times. We've been mentioned on Lawrence O'Donnell's Last Word on MSNBC, his evening show. So we've been making some serious noise, around the country, from Newark, New Jersey. Really was a part of making that story national. And I'm really proud of that. But that work is not done. There's a lot more to do there. What's actually happening now, and I'll update you, is there was an ICE shooting today. I've been connected all day on the phone with people. There was an ICE shooting in New Jersey today, about not far from Long Beach Island, where an ICE agent essentially discharged his firearm into another moving vehicle. Why is this relevant? Well, something we've been anticipating is that the ICE raids are about to start heating up in Newark, or in New York and New Jersey. This is something been predicting for a long time. And it's happening, folks. And I'm just going to tell you, when shit goes down in New York, I am going to be your number one source for boots on the ground journalism. I am going to quite literally dedicate streaming and videos to what's happening there. So you guys are going to get like a first-hand look at what's happening in New York when that shit goes down, because I am going to risk it all to get front and center to film that for you. I am currently ordering equipment. Would appreciate supporting. Also would appreciate supporting now more than ever. Venmo, Cash App, Super Chat, whatever you can. If you guys do support the content, I am investing a lot back into this. Really not money that I have. Staying in Newark has been very expensive. I've spent a lot of the extra money that I had saved to do this whole project, but I felt that it was very important. And I thought, well, if I don't do it, like, is it going to happen? You know what I mean? And so, like, it's the right thing to do. And I think when this is all said and done, whenever they leave New York and New Jersey, I think I'll be very proud of what was accomplished here, in terms of drawing attention to this situation. Because the truth of the matter is, it just wasn't getting the attention it deserved. I mean, we're talking about one of the most densely populated states in the country. We're talking about New York City. I mean, that is the city. So it's going to be crazy. And I'm going to be getting footage that you would not receive from mainstream media. If you've learned anything from the footage that I got from Newark, New Jersey, that is the difference between my reporting and what they report on, what mainstream media reports on, because you never would have seen the things you saw from my coverage on mainstream media. You would have never seen it. You would not have seen that. That stuff, the reason mainstream media reported on that, the reason that shit went mainstream is because of that content. They would have never in a million fucking years shown that shit. They did it because independent journalists forced them to do it. 210 Rain Christopher, thank you so much for the $50 super chat, dude. Major W private George Soros donations. Dude, that didn't go into the private chat. Now they're going to know that that was public. Thank you so much, Christopher. Big W. Thank you, dude. I really appreciate the support. Major. Let's get some W's in the chat for 210 Rain. Let's get some W's in the chat for 210 Rain. Yeah, ICE is doing their jobs as shows at the World Cup. What? Man, fuck ICE. All day, every day. Fuck ICE. All right, how about that? How about that? Let's get some fuck ICE in the chat. How about that? All right. All day, every which way. Hold on one second, guys. I forgot to grab something really quick. Man, let me tell you something. It was miserable. I keep saying it was. I'm not even done. I'm going back on Wednesday. We're expecting things to start. I'll give you guys the game plan here. Hold on one second. So, Heaven, thank you so much for the $10 on Venmo. W Heaven, appreciate you. So, I say was, let me say this, is, right? We're far from done here in New Jersey. And I expect things are about to start heating up there again. And I expect that to start happening either this week or next week. I wouldn't be shocked if it's mayhem by the weekend there, because they are starting in New York. What just happened was, in the cover of darkness, what ICE has been doing over the last few days is they have been transporting hostages, right? What they call inmates inside that facility to other facilities around the country, finding places they can put them. They're clearing space here at Delaney. And do you know why they're clearing space here at Delaney? Because they're about to start their raids in New York. And they need the space. So we're going to have this shit show happening in New York. And they're going to be using this 1,000 person is what they say they can fit in their facility for some of those people. And they have detention centers in New York too, but this is obviously one they're going to be using. It's not a coincidence that they're going to be doing that. Please do ASMR. Not today. Carrie says, bro, I just saw live Donald Trump is a good president, and someone was saying fuck ICE. Yeah, fuck ICE. Majorly fuck ICE. All day, every day. Fuck ICE. So, yeah, that's it. Should we turn the phone lines on and talk to some crazy people, or what should we do, folks? But I appreciate all of you. I know you guys know what I've been doing. If anyone asks, because I've had people like, why aren't you live streaming every morning? Guys, that is my normal schedule, to go live every morning. Okay? That is my normal schedule. But I also have a strong passion for journalism and going places and filming and telling the truth. And I have found real power in the use of my camera and the message that I can, the stories that I can tell just through the truth there. Gene, thank you so much for the Venmo, Gene. Says, fuck ICE, 10 toes down, full chest out, all day, every day, fuck ICE. Majorly fuck ice. Let's get some fuck ice in the chat. All day, every which way, fuck ice. Is Nancy working tonight? Let me ask. Oh, darling, yes, of course I'm working. How are you, honey? Been waiting for Adam to come back so I could flirt with the boys. Alrighty. Let's turn this on really quick. Guys, I'm like trying to get back in the loop here. The whole stuff with the Iran war. I mean, look, we're talking about issues domestically. And we might, based off this agreement, I don't know, man. It's not looking good for the future of this country. But I will say, I don't want to brag, but I will say, from the very beginning, I have been saying this would be the result in the war in Iran. And these idiots would come up every day, tell me I was lying, and tell me I just didn't like Trump, and I'm an idiot, and this and this and this. And here we are. Charcity, thank you for being a member for 16 months. Says, hey everyone, 3 weeks with the cutest little twins ever. Hope you're doing well. Sorry, I don't watch hockey that much, Charcity, when my team's not in it. But thank you, Charcity. Appreciate you. Thank you for being a member for 16 months. I'm assuming you're talking about hockey there. Summer Shade 92. Thank you for being a member for 15 months. Says fuck ice, fuck Trump, fuck fascism, big facts. EE Green, fuck ice to infinity and beyond. Fuck ice all day, every day. All right, what's up?
Yeah, man. Fuck
Can you stop
ice,
giggling in my ear?
Yeah, man. I hope ice goes to hell, man. You know what I'm saying?
Your laugh will keep you single for a long time. Go ahead.
Anyway, yeah, Adam, how's it going, man? You doing all right?
Yeah, it's fine. What's up?
Yeah, Adam. I wanted to get your thoughts on a couple things here. First off, what are your thoughts on the UFC card that took place last night? What'd you think about it?
Didn't watch. I know what happened, but I didn't. I'm not going to sit there and watch that fucking joke. I'm not going to watch that gladiator fest on the White House lawn. I thought the entire exhibit was embarrassing. I think, a bunch of white people fist fighting on the White House lawn is not my example of the greatest country in the world. Right? I'd like some.
There wasn't a lot of. They weren't all white. They weren't all white.
Oh, let me tell you, it was white people drunk brawling on the White House lawn. It was embarrassing. It was embarrassing. Oh, yeah. Whether it was the fireworks or the jets flying over or Donald Trump being greeted at the edge of the ring, which I told people that was probably going to happen. And that's embarrassing as fuck, too. I couldn't believe it was actually happening. They're walking up and bowing to him after they win their fist fight. Like, I just don't, that's not my definition of the greatest country in the world. My definition of the greatest country in the world is equality. My definition of the greatest country in the world is everybody gets sunshine, not a big event to please the billionaires, right, who watch a bunch of grown men beat each other up. That's not my definition of what makes this country great. I thought it was embarrassing.
Yeah.
And despicable.
Yeah. Yeah, so you didn't enjoy it at all, huh?
I didn't watch it. I watched Trump walk out with Dana White. I saw that he had fallen asleep multiple times, which is not surprising. I saw...
He looked pretty aware to me.
He fell asleep.
I was watching all night.
He fell asleep.
He had his eyes open every time I was on.
No. He fell asleep last night. Fell asleep again. To no one's surprise, by the way. To no one's surprise, he fell asleep again.
Maybe he's taking notes from Joe Biden. Anyways,
I'm sure
Adam, I wanted to get your thoughts on the Iran
Biden.
war ending as well. What are your thoughts on the end of the Iran war, the forever war you never got? What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, it's just another failure. It's just another...
I mean, the war is a... Wait, you wanted the war ended, right?
So what do you consider ended?
Wait a minute, Adam. We're going to go slow here, okay?
Yeah, go ahead.
You wanted the war ended, correct?
I want the war, not wanted, yes.
Okay. And so now it's ended, and you're still not happy?
No, I don't think they solved anything. I think that this is a more expensive version of the JCPOA. I think from the very beginning I have said that Donald Trump tore up an already established diplomatic agreement and then claimed he could negotiate a better agreement, instead opted for military action, failed in that military action, then claimed that it was the primary objective just months later, failed in that as well, and is now negotiated a more expensive version, a version that just makes Iran more powerful.
Yeah.
All this does really is take the core issues that Donald Trump claimed were important and the reason he needed to tear up the JCPOA originally and explicitly kick them down the road. Okay? That's all he did. It doesn't resolve enrichment. It doesn't resolve the issue of the IRGC and these regional militias over 31 different provinces or their missiles. It is a timeout, no different than the original agreement. In fact, I would argue the original JCPOA is actually a better agreement structurally than this agreement.
So in other words, the war's ended and you're still not happy?
It's not.
Why
Did you listen
that?
to what I just said? Iran still has
you
control.
said a whole lot of nothing, man. You know
what I
you're
said
pretty
was
good at that. You know that most people fall for that. You know what I'm saying?
okay.
Most
So
people,
who's
or,
again? Iran still uses control over the Strait of Hormuz.
You know,
Iran still uses control.
One of the war ended. Trump ends the war.
It's not over. The war is not solved. When the weaker side still holds structural leverage over global shipping, right, and energy markets, the war is not over.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
This is an unresolved conflict. Iran still uses their control over the Strait of Hormuz. Again, you don't have to listen to me. I don't really care.
I feel like it's
I don't care if you listen to me at all.
They're not fighting, so it's not resolved. It's resolved. So, I mean, I don't know what more you want, Adam. I don't know what it's going to take to please these people.
Listen, I'm sure Trump can do no wrong in your mind, and I'm sure you think that. Can you tell me why this agreement is better than the JCPOA? An agreement that makes them richer?
I don't think most people can tell you because, quite honestly, I don't think most people care. To nitpick and
so there you go. Did you say Trump. Nitpick?
The bottom line is the war's ended and you're still not happy. You got to explain that. You have to explain that.
Again, so tell me
and
why.
Saying a bunch of words and leading and I ask you where you're going and you're telling me where you've been. The bottom line is war's ended. You're still not happy. And you can't explain why.
I just explained it. What are you talking about?
I don't know. Nobody even knows what you're talking about.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? We're all normal citizens. We don't give a fuck about
so what you're saying is remain stupid.
Details, and we don't care. Bottom line is.
So let me ask you a simple question.
Gas is about to
let me ask you a rhetorical kind of question. Right?
Still rhetorical.
Can you? Okay, so let me just ask you a question then.
Wait a minute, Adam. Spell rhetorical, please. Go ahead.
RHETORICAL. Can I finish? Thank you.
Okay, yeah.
So can you say the war in Iran, and I'm sure you don't know if that's the correct spelling because I'm sure you can't spell it yourself.
I got it pulled up right here for ChatGPT. You're correct.
All right, go ahead. Spell it.
WRIQLGBTRAQY.
Did you just say W?
What the hell? Adam, don't laugh like that again.
Did you just say W? Rhetorical. Did you say W? Rhetorical. Oh my God. Yeah. Listen to me.
Anyway,
before embarrassing yourself anymore, let me just ask you a question. Can you say the Iran war is over while the same proxy groups, the same network that made the war possible are still fully in play? Yes or no?
Yeah, I don't think anyone knows what that means, Adam. Listen, the war is over. Why?
Anyone knows?
Why do you say?
Listen,
you want
have
the
a
war
good
to
day.
End, but you want
I tried to have a
continue
conversation with
make
you,
Trump
but you're
look bad.
a simpleton. I tried to have a conversation.
Why the Democrats lost that last election.
I tried to have a conversation with you, but you're a
simpleton. The war ended. It's ended. You're still not happy. What's it going to take?
It's going
Wait,
to
didn't you say that they're the weaker side anyway? So how do they have so much leverage and power? Are you claiming that Iran has power over the U.S.?
Yes.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
So why have the U.S. been bombing them if they control the U.S.?
Wait, you said, do they have power over the United States? What does it have to do with their ability to bomb them? I'm telling you, they have structural leverage over global shipping and regional energy markets, and that is something that remains unresolved.
Oh, there you go. So you answered your own question from a few weeks ago. Yeah, you was
What?
asking about, Operation Warhammer. Yeah, well, why are we still there after that? There you go. Thank you.
Right.
You just
So
answered.
did they resolve that
Hey,
issue? Did
hey,
they
I
resolve
appreciate
that
that layup,
issue?
my nigga. Hey, Adam. Hey,
Man,
Adam,
it
did you
must
realize
suck
what you
to be
just
this
said? Do you
fucking
realize what you
ignorant.
just said?
You're ignorant, okay? It must really suck to be that ignorant, but unfortunately, I can't help you. Like, it reaches a point where I can't fix it for you. There's nothing I can do. Oh, Lordy. Why do I bother, folks? Why do I bother? Yeah, well, that's MAGA. You know what I'm saying? I really should set up a goal here. If you guys would support, I'd appreciate supporting on Venmo.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system.
Let's not release that dude's number. Jen, thank you for being a member for 16 months. Fuck Trump, fuck ICE. Thank you, Adam Rock. Fuck ICE forever and a day. Fuck ICE forever and a day. Just to say this too, by the way, just because I know people, I didn't get a chance to fully explain this. I do want to explain this really quick. There was an ICE shooting today. Okay, Manahawkin, New Jersey. An immigration agent was up. Now, this is according to the official report. Struck by a vehicle in Ocean County, New Jersey. Fired his gun while attempting to apprehend someone. This happened around 9:30 a.m. on Route 72 near Mermaid Drive in Stafford Township, Manahawkin community of Stafford Township. Immigration and Customs Enforcement identified the man they were attempting to take into custody as Frederick Castillo Ormeno, an immigrant from Peru who they say is in the country illegally. According to ICE, he was given a final order of removal by an immigration judge in January. An ICE spokesperson said agents were attempting to make a vehicle stop when the driver struck one of the agents, and then the agent began discharging his weapon into the vehicle as the vehicle fled. They claim the agent is injured, will not specify the agent's injuries. The person inside the vehicle has not been located. And by the way, let's just say this 10 toes down for everybody in here. If you have seen this person, no, you haven't. No, you haven't. The person inside the fleeing vehicle has not been located, and it was unknown whether or not they were struck by any of the gunfire. Photos taken by a bystander in the area show the agent on the ground leaning against a gray vehicle. I'm going to pull that picture up here if I possibly can. See if I can bring this picture up for you folks really quick here so you guys can get an idea of what's going on here. I'm going to put a notification out here on TikTok that I'm live, but I would appreciate everybody hitting the share button. See if I can pull this up. Of course, you know, this is not the first time we've heard this narrative that they were struck by a vehicle, and they use that narrative to justify unaliving people. Look, ICE has not only used this as a narrative to cover things up, they've used this as a narrative to commit homicide. I mean, we've all seen it time and time again. And I don't trust them worth a fuck. So here is, if you guys can see this here, here's the agent that someone took a picture of leaning up against a vehicle. Chrissy, thank you so much. A cab running for my town state representative. It's been run by the GOP for the last 10 years. Let's go. Thank you for all you do, Adam. Don't forget to like the live. Chrissy, let's go. Thank you so much, Chrissy. I appreciate you. Thank you for being a member for 15 months. So this is an ICE agent right here leaning up against the vehicle after the incident took place. I don't know. I tend not to believe these people. You know what I'm saying?
Call from.
Hello, are you a Trump supporter?
No, I am not.
How old are you?
I am 18.
You're 18 years old?
Yes.
Okay, what month were you born?
I was born in September.
Okay, what's up? I don't really talk to kids, but go ahead. What's going on?
I think Trump is the worst president.
Wow, that's really effective. You're calling from your real number, dropping slurs. Like, do you know how stupid that is? Do you know what I could do?
No, that was not me.
Yeah, I'm going to give you a pass. I would recommend you don't ever do that again. It's got to be the dumbest shit you could ever do ever. That dude's calling from his literal fucking number. Like, how stupid can you fucking be? Like, my God, bro. Some of these people just, they can't help themselves. They really can't. I should stop listening to Stephen Miller. Did you guys hear about so here's why I have major concerns. Can I just run this by everybody quick? Did anyone hear what J.D. Vance and Stephen Miller wanted Donald Trump to do? Did you hear the reporting about what they were going to do when the battle for Minneapolis was happening? By the way, I was also reporting on the ground from the battle in Minneapolis. Does anyone? I don't take unknown numbers, my guy. So you got to call from your real number. If you don't plan on saying the N slur, then you don't need to worry about call. Only people that call on fake numbers are people that plan on using slurs, right? I'm not interested in talking to people who use slurs in 2026. Did you guys hear what Stephen Miller and J.D. Vance wanted to do during the battle for Minneapolis? Did you guys hear they were actually trying to get Trump to suspend habeas corpus, and J.D. Vance wanted him to declare the Insurrection Act? Like, they were this close. So, just letting people know that we're very early into these operations that are taking place, and I think New York is going to be much uglier than Minnesota. And I'll tell you why. Because I think that Tim Walz, being on the ground and understanding how the police were utilized, and specifically Hennepin County Sheriff's Department, which is the county in which the detention center is there in Minnesota, witnessing that personally and watching that happen, my opinion is that New York is going to be worse. Because I think Mamdani's going to initially at least stand up against Trump, which Tim Walz never did. Tim Walz was scared. And, I mean, quite literally looked like he saw a ghost when that shit happened. So, I don't think Mamdani's going to do the same thing. Now, I've had long conversations with people. Will Mamdani hold the line for the entirety of a raid on his city? I don't know. But I know that initially, I can almost guarantee he's going to say, we're a sanctuary city. We're not allowing for you to do this, right? And he's either going to tell NYPD to stand down and let the community protect the community, which is an option, or he's going to instruct the NYPD to protect the community. And either way, it's going to be ugly as fuck. Tim Walz kind of said to the community, hey, do what you got to do to protect yourselves, film them and this and that. I think Mamdani will tell people, like, you know, you have every right to protect, you know, you should protect yourself. So it could escalate very quickly. I think you may see that is a case where I think you could see
John.
You could see the Insurrection Act. No joke.
Hello?
No joke. Yes, are you a Trump supporter?
Matter of fact, I am.
Matter of fact? What do you mean? It's
Yeah.
not a what do you mean? Why are you saying it that way?
I'm just saying, like, I am a Trump supporter. Like, he's a good president, you know? You know
How
what I'm
old are
saying?
you?
21.
actually.
Okay, what do you mean?
I mean, like Trump's a good president because all the ICE agents for many reasons because the ICE agents sending all these illegals out of here
And why does that make him a good president?
because illegals deserve to be out of our country and they don't deserve to live in America, live a free life because they
Why?
also commit most of the crime in the United States and they don't pay taxes, man.
Wrong. So right
No,
off
that
the
is
bat,
not
you're wrong. So let's go to Google. You have Google, right?
Yeah.
All right. So type in Google. Do undocumented immigrants pay taxes?
All right. I mean, why are they paying tax even though they're illegal, man? Like they got
So
no
there's a number of
papers.
reasons why. I'll explain. But
First of all, they got no papers.
Hold
They
on.
do not deserve to be in America.
Hold on. Let's first establish whether or not they pay taxes. Have you Googled it yet?
Nah, I'm
All
too
right.
lazy
Well,
to
let's
be honest.
Google it. Do undocumented. All right. If you're too lazy to do it, I'm just going to hang up on you. Do you want to have a real conversation or do you want to be an immature little twit?
All right. Whoa,
All right.
not cool, little
So
dude.
Google
first
it.
of all.
Do undocumented immigrants pay taxes? Yes or no? And then read to me
Yes.
what it says.
Just let me type it in real quick. Wait, what was it again?
I'm not going to waste my time. It's not worth my energy to play these games with kids. It's not. You're 21 years old. You're not 12. I don't know what happened with society where we let kids that are in their 20s think they're little children. But let me be super clear for everyone in here. If you have a child or someone who's in their 20s, they're no longer a child. Okay? That's a grown-ass fucking adult. And if they act like a little kid, smack them in the mouth for me. All right? There's nothing more annoying than people in their 20s that act like they're fucking 16. Like you're in your 20s. In just a few short years, you're going to be in your 30s. How long are we going to allow for you to be a goof? Right? How long before we just admit, Oh, Nugbug, you're in Minnesota. Did you meet me in Minnesota? But let me tell you something. Like the weirdest thing at these protests and stuff is like the people that walk up to you and say like they're looking at you and they want to approach you and like they'll be like, hey, I watch you on TikTok every day and blah, blah, blah. But they don't want to say that for some reason. I don't know if they feel awkward or something. Some of them do, but they'll be looking at you and eventually I'll usually start it like, hey, what's up? How you doing, man? How you doing? And they'll be like, hey, dude, hey, watch you. I really appreciate your work. Da, 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 da. And I'm like, why do people feel like they don't want to come? Guys, I am super approachable. If you see me at one of those things like some kind of convention or some kind of protest or something, you can absolutely come up and say what's up to me. I'm only mean to MAGA. Okay? I'm only mean to MAGA. Hello.
Hello.
Adam, did you hear Jake Lang got arrested? Yes, I did. I can't stand Jake Lang, mostly because he's a weakling.
What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm good. Yes, said Hyatt Whipple. Nice. I appreciate you.
Nice,
What's
man.
going
That's great
on?
to hear. I just wanted to, I appreciate everybody's opinion. Sorry, I got a little throat thing right now, so I apologize for my voice.
That's fine. What's up?
So, I'm kind of a middle of the road man. I don't know about you. I just recently came across you, listening to what you're saying.
Adam doesn't seem approachable. What? That's not true.
Pick your brain. I
am definitely approachable, 100%. What's going on?
What's up? So what? I guess I'll just give my opinion and put your 2 cents in and see if pick your brain from there at that point.
Okay, go ahead.
So I consider myself middle of the road type guy. I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat. I try to lean not too far to one side. I think there's great ideas on both sides of the aisle. It's like, Democrats talking about, our medical care system in this country absolutely needs a change. How are we the number one superpower in the world? And, people struggle to pay medical bills. That just doesn't seem right. Yeah, but then there's other things I agree with the other side of the aisle, Republican side and whatnot.
Agreed.
And vice versa, you know what I mean? It's an ebb and flow thing.
Not
One side doesn't
not
have
in
it
my
all right.
opinion. I mean, I don't think there's any. I think there are things that both sides agree on, that both sides would be right on, but I don't think there's one side independently that the right agrees on that is the right thing that the left doesn't agree on. You can give me an example if you'd like.
Well, I know, and I don't. Pardon if this is like unfactual or not. Sure, this is just from my observation of the social media and seeing what's going on and everything like that. Mostly leaning on the left side. You see in the liberal cities, Democrat-leaning cities, and all that kind of stuff. You see a lot of things where it's like it feels like there's a hypersexualization of children, exposing children to genuinely, like I have family members that live in places like Los Angeles and other places like Portland, Seattle, and whatnot. And, hearing from firsthand from my family members there is talking about how, yeah, well, just there, yeah. Oh shit, hold on, my bad. I can hear myself through my bad.
You're good. I can hear you. Go ahead.
Specifically talking about, exposing kindergartners to drag queen story time, which I thought was kind of like a fucking loony thing. I was like, nah, it's not happening. I really genuinely didn't believe that was a thing that was going on. Come to find out it actually is a thing, and I was genuinely shocked about this, especially hearing it firsthand from like family members who are complaining about this stuff. And I don't know, that is something that I just cannot get on board with. Like, explaining sex to 5, 6, 7-year-olds just doesn't sit right in my book. Like, I understand at a certain point there's sexual education, those things need to happen, kids need to of course, that makes sense, but at such a young age and exposing them to very radical, not radical, everyone's got their own thing they got going on. I respect everybody's opinions and right to do whatever they want with their own body when they're an adult, all that kind of jazz, whatever. I don't care. You live your life. But children moving through development phases, when I was 6 years old, I don't want her to be thought I was a dragon or whatever, excuse me, sorry. So I feel, it's just very interesting. It's just this idea that seems to be very prominent on the more liberal left side, especially in the Democrat cities, that I've been seeing that I just can't really get on board with. But then again, there's other things that I really
let's go over
with.
A couple of things. First, to establish you understand the difference between being, performing drag and being transgender. That's
100%. Actually, I lived in Hawaii for about 10 years.
Is this a long story?
Drag and
this isn't going to be a life story, is it?
I got friends I live in Hawaii. I got friends that do drag, and they're also actual transsexuals. Yes, I know what the difference is there.
Transgender. I want a Wookiee. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Appreciate you. Thank you so much, Amy. Thank you for the $9.99 super chat. Appreciate you, Amy. Guys, I would appreciate supporting the super chat goal. You can also support on Venmo and Cash App if you do support my work. So let's explain this first. You understand drag is performance art, right? So it's
yes, it is.
When the show is over, right, the performer goes back to their everyday presentation. You understand that, right? Transgender is something different, right? Something deep, right? We're talking about gender identity that doesn't match the sex someone was assigned at birth. It's not a costume or a role. So these are two very different things. Right.
Yeah, one is someone's mental state, their state of mind, what they actually believe, and the other one, like you said, is performative art.
One is acting, right, and one is like being left-handed, right? It's how your body, it's how your brain is wired. It's not an outfit that you're putting on for the crowd. Okay, so understanding these distinct differences. What do you mean teaching children? Because drag does not teach children to be transgender.
Well, what I'm saying is the exposing young children to, because if you look at a lot of the outfits that they wear, it's provocative in a sense. They wear provocative things, and they wear sexualized pieces of clothing that are sexualized in nature, and that's mainly what I'm looking at. Sorry, man. You got to excuse my voice right now. I
No,
apologize.
it's nothing to do with your voice. It's what you're saying, right? I don't agree with you. Drag is it's imaginary. It's just it's like it's a way to express your creativity, and show kids that there are ways to express themselves. It doesn't turn people into. You don't turn someone into being transgender, right? Like that's not a thing, right? Drag it teaches imagination and self-expression, not gender identity. That's why I'm trying to get you to grasp the difference between these two things. Gender identity, you're talking about transgender, right? Is not something you can teach into a child, okay? You understand that? Are you aware of this? You cannot change someone's gender identity by outside messages, right?
Yeah. Fundamentally, I agree with you for different reasons, but fundamentally, what you're saying.
Would you agree
I
if
agree
a
with you.
kid is cis, seeing drag doesn't suddenly make them transgender?
No, of course not.
So then, how is this indoctrinating them to, like,
I'm not saying
become a
it's
specific
indoctrinating.
gender identity?
Yeah,
but you
no,
were
for
though.
sure.
I mean, you
No,
were.
that's a valid question. I'm not saying necessarily indoctrination, although maybe I kind of do feel that way. Mostly just I think it's an inappropriate thing to do with children, because this is something that drag has been traditionally a sexualized thing throughout the course of history of men doing it. It's been a very sexual thing. And in the nature of itself, it is sexual. And so I just think it's inappropriate for children to be around anything of that nature, especially at such a young age.
No, it doesn't have to be. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. It doesn't have to be. Right? You're wrong about that. Okay? There is kid-friendly drag, right? There is absolutely drag. Drag just is the art of dressing up, right? And acting in a specific way. Big hair, makeup, costumes, and things for entertainment.
Yeah,
you understand that, right? It's used for all sorts of purposes.
Yeah,
there's comedy drag, there's lip syncing drag, there's dancing drag, there's storytelling.
Yeah, I actually went to a comedy drag show. It was really
there
funny.
You go. That's what I'm trying to explain. Right, so that's what I'm trying to explain to you. Hold on a second.
Call from.
You'll have to wait on the line. You're next. So there's all these different forms of drag, right? So for adult audiences, for instance, if you go to a bar, right, and the drag show you're watching includes some kind of like sexual innuendo, that's not going to be the same drag that a child is going to see in a drag story time, right? These are two entirely. Drag is just a specific category of performance art. It is not specific to sexual innuendos. Hello?
No, I'm listening. I didn't know if you were.
Are you aware of this? Like event. So if an event is designed for kids, they are explicitly designed for kids. Kid appropriate songs, colorful costumes, and things like that. They don't ever tell sexual jokes in front of children unless you can provide me something that, like some specific incident you're talking about. But like, I'm telling you that they're largely very, very positive and not sexualized in any way. They're very age appropriate, and teach children, to use their imagination and be creative. That's simply there's just different styles of drag, and I think that you're like hyper focusing on this one style of drag you may have seen in an adult setting that we're not talking about here, which is completely age appropriate.
Yeah, I think the general disconnect that I'm having is I do just believe it's inappropriate, but the way that you've
but you're dismissing what I'm saying here. Listen to me.
No,
No,
like,
you
no,
are
like I was saying,
entirely dismissing what I'm saying here. You wouldn't be using the word inappropriate. I'm explaining to you that when you think of drag, you're thinking of the specific type of drag that you saw in an adult setting. What I'm telling you is drag is simply a style of performance art, and there are different categories of drag. Believe it or not, there are age appropriate categories because drag is just performance art. Yes, there is drag that has spicy content and has sexual innuendos. That is adult oriented bar kind of environment drag. But that's not the same type of performance art you would see. You would say, if I just said performance art, this would not be a problem. Right? It's specifically the word drag that you have a problem with. But if I just said, yes, performance art story time, we would not have this issue.
Okay. Well, I definitely see what you're saying, and will, obviously I'll talk to some of my friends that actually do it and see what their opinions are. I haven't actually talked to any of them about it, so.
Well, friends that do what?
Drag in Hawaii.
Again,
so,
it depends if they do drag story time for kids or they do drag performance art in a bar adult setting. Drag is simply a type of performance art. I'm trying to explain to you this. You're not understanding.
No, I'm understanding.
Let's change the word drag to performance art. If I said performance art story time, and I explained to you that you dress up in different colors with big wigs and you dance around and do all these things to help kids use their imagination and creativity and things that you would have no problem with whatsoever. It's the word drag, and you're associating it with the fact that you've seen age-appropriate drag in adult settings. I'm telling you, it is not the same thing. I Want a Wookiee, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Appreciate you so much.
That's great. I'll have to definitely look it up and see exactly what they're talking about. I've yet to see it, so I'll definitely be looking that up.
That's the biggest issue. I mean, can you give me another example of indoctrination like you're talking about? I mean, is there a specific example you can give me where they're trying to, there's a legitimate attempt to indoctrinate children to become transgender, which is not even possible, but I mean, there's many psychologists who have discussed this in depth that you could listen to with far more credibility than anything I could tell you, that tell you that it's not true, right? But specifically drag is not inherently sexual, right? So what other form of indoctrination would we be referring to when we're making this claim?
I never used the word indoctrination.
You said they're teaching children to become transgender, which is
I didn't say
indoctrination. Quite literally, the definition of indoctrination.
No, I didn't. I never said that.
What did you say?
I just said that they're seeing this stuff, not anything. I never said indoctrination.
So you think it's
like that.
So you think it's a mistake that they're doing this? It's not deliberate.
Yes, I don't think it's maybe not deliberately, but I do believe it is a side effect of it.
You think they're accidentally teaching children to be a specific
I have no idea.
gender?
Maybe it's intentional, and maybe it's not. This is like I said. I call because I want to have a discussion about it, and I enjoy hearing people's other opinions on different sides of the aisles on things. So that's what I'm doing at the moment. And you're telling me things that I didn't think about from a certain angle. And like I said, I'll do my own research on that. And
here's the biggest issue I have, right? I want you to try and research whether or not you believe that gender identity is something adults can install in children like software, whether deliberately or accidentally, right?
Okay. Yeah.
I think that's where you're stuck, right? That whether or not children's inner identity can be changed by some kind of outside influence, right? And whether it can be influenced specifically by what parents or teachers are teaching children. So, and I think that's it. Why else do you support Trump? Who did you vote for?
For the second time, I was out of country.
No,
for
don't
the
worry
first
about
one.
that. Who'd you vote for this
The
last
second
time?
I voted. The second time I voted for Trump. First time I was out of
This
country.
is the third time, not the second time. So who'd you vote for the third time?
Third time, yeah.
Okay. So look, here's the thing, right? We can't have a pure, honest conversation that's going to result in anyone's mind being changed if you're not willing to be transparent with me, right? I know you voted for Trump. You don't need to.
No, I said the third time.
Okay.
Yeah, the third time.
Yeah.
The second time I was out of.
I'm just
out of
saying.
the country.
Let's be honest. I know you already voted for Trump, so like, there's no reason to run away from this. Let's honestly explore why that is. What would you think is the number one reason that you voted for Donald Trump? If you had to pick a specific issue that you said, hey, this is the number one reason that I felt voting for Trump was important over Kamala Harris, of course.
Excuse me, sorry.
It's all right.
It's definitely going to be foreign policy.
Okay.
I actually very much appreciate the foreign policy of his administration versus what listening to Kamala Harris.
Okay, perfect. So 210 Rain Christopher, thank you for the $5 super chat. Appreciate you. I agree 100%. I agree 100%, Christopher. 210 Rain, W210 Rain in the chat would appreciate contributing to the super chat goal. Guys, I would appreciate also hitting that thumbs up button so the live gets out into the algorithm because it's not at this point. So foreign policy. And how do you think Donald Trump's foreign policy has been so far? Specifically in regards to his foreign policy, what did you support? Like give me an example.
The projection of power that he shows. I feel that Kamala Harris wasn't going to give the United States a good projection of power, making our near peer adversaries.
Is that because of something she said, or is that because she's a woman?
Well, it's because of
You can be honest with me.
Yeah, it's because of what she said during her campaign trail and how she went about it, how she went about saying it, and the different directions that she took on it. And
okay. So a couple things. Number one, I would say because we're at this point in the administration, it's important to establish that Donald Trump's foreign policy has been a disaster. I am super familiar with Donald Trump's foreign policy from the Abraham Accords.
Why would you say it's been a disaster?
It has been. Can you tell me one successful aspect of his foreign policy?
I mean, just tell me why it's been a disaster.
Sure. So I'll give you a couple different examples, right? Two of the major reasons. I mean, from his first term, I would highlight the Abraham Accords, specifically not recognizing a Palestinian state. I think largely contributed to October 7th. I think any deal that's going to involve peace in the Middle East is going to recognize Palestine statehood. I think that in this term, I think two of the primary issues I would say would be his unwillingness to pick a side in the war between Ukraine and Russia. I think has caused and allowed for Russia to become more powerful in those negotiations, weakening the sovereignty of Ukraine and asking for Ukraine to surrender the Donbass region, which would significantly weaken their ability to recover independently without significant international support. And I think the war in Iran would be the probably the biggest mistake so far in regards to his foreign policy. That decision to conduct Operation Midnight Hammer, claim that operation was a success, tear up an already established diplomatic agreement in the JCPOA, and then opt for these military options that ultimately actions that ultimately didn't accomplish the goal, prove his inability to negotiate effectively. So his foreign policy's been just a complete joke.
You're very well versed on that, which I appreciate. Thank you for saying that. That's
I mean, I can go more in depth if you want, but I'm trying to give you surface level understanding of why he's. So let's look at. He tears up the JCPOA during his first term. That's an already established. That's a diplomatic agreement, regardless of whether or not you think it's a flawed agreement. It's a diplomatic agreement that allowed for the most intrusive inspections that we've ever had in regards to whether or not they were enriching uranium to weapons grade. Okay. Donald Trump tears up that agreement and claims he can negotiate a better one. Not only could he not negotiate a better one, as we're seeing with this most recent deal, he opts for military action, and that military action is unsuccessful. Operation Midnight Hammer that occurred last summer was targeted towards destroying 3 facilities in Natanz, Esfahan, and Fordow, right? And that was supposed to obliterate their ability to enrich uranium effectively to weapons grade, and therefore there wouldn't be a need for any kind of diplomacy. That didn't work out effectively, as Donald Trump's claiming that's a primary objective in a full-scale war, right, that ultimately resulted in choking the global economy through the Strait of Hormuz. So that's not what a good president does, right? A good president effectively negotiates. We've never had a country surrender these capabilities without diplomacy. So now we sit in an agreement that not only doesn't solve the root issues here, because obviously the issues have not, we're pretty much in a worse place than we were before, right? It's a bare bones memorandum that's essentially non-binding and leaves Iran's nuclear enrichment issue largely untouched, right? And it allows for the IRGC to remain as strong, if not stronger, than they were prior. We are not better off.
Okay. Hey, I just want to say, what is your name again? Sorry.
Adam.
Well, Adam, it was I'm having a hard time talking right now, man. I probably shouldn't have called in. I'm sorry, bro.
You don't want to respond?
Brother, man, my throat sucks so bad. I'm sorry. But I'm gonna continue to listen to you talk on the stream or whatever. I really appreciate all of what you said, your opinions and information you've given. It's definitely got me stuff to think about.
I really would rather you tell me why you think his foreign policy was strong instead of running.
No, man, I'm sorry. I'm not. Sorry.
Hello?
Sorry, man. I was coughing. I'm sorry. I gotta go. I really appreciate it, though. I'm going to look more into what you've talked about, and definitely do my own research on that. And I appreciate you in your conversation.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Care.
I hope you have a great rest of your day,
too.
man.
Take care.
I gotta go.
Hello, are you a Trump supporter? You got to turn off the live stream. Hello, you have to turn off the live stream, sir. You're on air. 209-930. Turn off the live. 209. You're on the air. You have to turn off the live. I can't listen to myself echoing.
All right. I turned off every live.
How old are you?
This is...
Hello.
Call from
760. What's going on?
Hello?
Yeah, how old are you?
21.
Okay. What's your name?
Leon?
You're not 21, Leon.
Yeah, I am.
Leon. What year were you born?
Who is this?
God help us all, dude. Like trying to identify whether that's like a woman or not, I couldn't tell. Oh, lordy, folks. 21. Someone in the chat wrote 21 months. Right? Like, holy shit. I don't know what's funnier, the dude like pretending he's joking because he can't respond, or that. Are you a Trump supporter?
Yep.
Okay. How old are you?
I'm 30 years old, born 1996.
Okay. How are you? What's up?
Doing good. Yeah, I was on here the last time I was talking to you, so like a month ago. So.
Okie dokie.
Yeah, actually a couple times, actually.
Okie dokie. What's up?
So, I was kind of seeing the title you were saying about, like, it said Trump's worst president, whatever, and then saying about ICE agents being being the Gestapo, whatever.
Yeah.
And honestly, honestly, I'm not really. I don't think that's a good comparison, in my opinion, to say about
Why?
an ice age. Well, because think about it. You're trying to compare from an era, like back in like it was in World War II, the Gestapo, and then trying to say, oh, they chased out people out onto the streets, which that's a totally different type of thing.
So that's exactly what the Gestapo did. What did the Gestapo do specifically, right?
Well, go ahead.
What did they do specifically?
They kill, they arrest, and then they put them in concentration camps and all that stuff.
Right.
And,
so why are they different then? Because that's exactly what ICE is doing right
and
now.
then
Listen to me. Listen to me. I just spent multiple weeks standing outside and reporting on a concentration camp in New Jersey, right?
Yeah, I saw that.
Okay, so tell me why they're different.
And the difference is because, in my view, the way I see it with ICE agents, and they are there to try and make sure to get rid of these type of bad criminals who have criminal chains like drugs, trafficking, and all this other stuff. And then that's just not okay. It's about the bad criminals, correct? And we're not trying to take natural native-born Americans off the streets. I don't agree with that. Okay.
So first of all, let's be super clear. Gestapo didn't view Jewish people as that either, right? They viewed them as enemies of the state, right? Opponents of
like Adolf Hitler did
of the Nazi Party in Germany, right?
And they were the National Socialist Party.
But let's be clear. Let's be clear, okay? That ICE has killed American citizens. ICE has beaten American citizens. I personally was beaten by ICE 2 weeks ago, a week and a half ago. I still have a mark on the side of my thigh from an ICE nightstick. I've been pepper sprayed countless times by ICE simply for protesting. ICE beat up my friend and held him for several hours inside one of their facilities. I've had friends locked up overnight in these facilities. These facilities are inhumane. They're eating maggot. They're feeding these hostages maggots. They're twisting their arms behind their back. They're assaulting them. They're sexually assaulting them. They're brutalizing them. They're pepper spraying them. They're restricting their toilet paper as a form of torture. So I want you to explain that, what the difference is, right, between the Gestapo and ICE.
Okay, so you said you got pepper sprayed and you got hit by them, and
all of us, pretty
correct?
much all of us did. Pretty much all of us that were there did, pretty much.
Okay, so if you were there protesting, that's fine. You have a right to protest. That's a First Amendment right, correct? Yeah, that's fine. Mm-hmm. And then the other thing is, if it's a police officer or ICE agent or whatever, and then you're getting close to them and trying to provoke,
Yeah, that's not what happened. So here's what I'm gonna do. Here's what I'm gonna do, right? And this is why I love that. This is why I love the footage that I've gotten. I'm gonna literally play on my live stream ICE charging us unprovoked, just to disprove what you just said, right? See, this idea, right, and that you guys can justify the actions of ICE by saying, well, you guys are some way provoking
Still here.
them. You guys are in some
We've been protesting here this whole.
Hold on. No, all right, and I know you think that, so I'm going to literally pull up a video right now.
I watched it.
I'm going to pull up a video right now that proves you're wrong. I don't care if you watch it. I was there. Who do you think you watched it from? Me.
Both sides. I could see you, and I see the ICE officers in front of you, and then sometimes there's some people in that crowd, not just you. It was not you. I know it wasn't you. It was other people in that crowd who were provoking them.
Bullshit.
To arrest you guys.
Bullshit.
I think
lies.
it's bull.
All right, so
That's
watch
bull.
this, guys, right? Here's the thing. You can pull up my live stream, right? I want you to pull up my live stream right now, and I'm going to play it. Got it?
Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I'm putting you on hold and bringing this up, and then you watch it on my live stream, and I'll bring you back in. You're just going on hold. Gotcha. Don't hang up.
Okay.
All right, everyone. This is great because now we can disprove these guys wrong, right? Before I had to play this back and forth game. I'm not playing this game anymore. The proof is there. This is a video I took of me I paid very close attention to ICE and how they were communicating, and I knew ICE was about to rush us. We were standing on a public sidewalk, right? What's behind us is a public street, meaning there were cars driving by behind us. Watch ICE rush us unprovoked. Still here at Delaney, it looks like ICE is about to rush us. Pepper spray. We're on the sidewalk, you fuckhead! You fucking piece of shit! Face up! You just fucking pepper sprayed me, you stupid fuck! You good? Let's watch it one more time so this guy sees it. Still here at Delaney, it looks like ICE is about to rush us. Pepper spray. We're on the sidewalk, you fuckhead! You fucking piece of shit! Face up! You just fucking pepper sprayed me, you stupid fuck! You good? Take cover! Take it back! Any questions, folks? It's about as unprovoked as it gets. Rushed us for no reason and beat the shit out of us. And that is one of the more tame examples. There are examples I can't even play.
But you clipped it a little bit in parts.
Bullshit, I clipped it. What the fuck are you talking about?
You heard me.
I didn't clip it. I flipped the camera around. Where did I clip it? The only part I clipped was taking out curse
when you
words.
had your face on it, and then you go right to the clip and just show all them charging.
The camera around.
Buddy, really. I don't want him to go there.
So tell me what specifically you proposed that we did there to justify that response.
Well, first of all, if you guys were revoking at them for no reason.
We're doing what?
And
revoking?
Yes. You usually
what do you mean revoking? Wait, what do you mean revoking?
What I mean is with starting shit with them. Before that.
What does revoking mean?
Well, it's starting shit. That's what pretty much
That's not what revoking means. Revoking means to take something away. What were we taking away? We have let me explain something to you. And this is so frustrating because you guys are so dense that you don't understand this. These are your constitutional rights.
And it's no comparison. It's no comparison to what you say about the Gestapo, about the ICE agents. It's a terrible comparison. Tell me the difference.
Tell me what ICE.
They don't beat up people, kill people.
That ICE is not doing. Give me tell me specifically why there's a distinct difference.
Dude, it's in the history book.
Explain it.
Go look. I explained it to you. They don't kill people. ICE agents don't kill people.
He can't fucking explain it.
That's called explain
it. Again, I'm going to ask you one more time. Can you tell me the distinct difference, yes or no?
I just told you.
Again, I'm going to ask one more time.
Listen what I'm saying.
Listen. I'm going to play another video. Watch this.
Well, first of all, I'm telling you the Nazi comparison.
I'm going to play you another video. Stop talking. I'm going to play you another video. Okay.
Whatever.
I want to see you justify this. This is a video.
I watched the video.
All right. I'm going to play another one. I'm playing another one. I want you to turn on my live stream. I'm going to put you on hold.
And they said about charging.
Here comes the live stream. Put it on. Make sure you watch my live stream. Let's see him justify this. Hey, buddy, this is going to be ICE beating someone on the ground. You tell me how this is justified. Watch this, folks. Let's see you justify this, clown. Let's see you justify this. Right now at Delaney, this is the scene. ICE agents continue to assault protesters. ICE agents continue to assault protesters. They're hitting a protester on the ground. They're hitting him on the ground. Ow! Ow! You just... Oh! Oh, you fuck!
What happened?
Right now at Delaney, this is the scene. ICE agents continue to assault protesters. ICE agents continue to assault protesters. They're hitting a protester on the ground. They're hitting him on the ground. Ow! Ow! That's a guy on the ground. And by the way, just the people that are defending this, I just want you to understand, these aren't just my rights. Okay? These aren't just the people present protesting's rights. This is all of our rights being infringed upon. Every time they're able to beat someone because they're exercising their rights, you lose your rights just a little bit more. Eventually it comes for you. And more importantly, if they're willing to treat the people, American citizens, like that on the outside, on a public street and sidewalk, can you imagine what they're doing to the hostages on the inside? Let's bring this chud back and see if he can defend that. Now let's see you defend that guy on the fucking ground. By the way, I was hit in that video as well. But let's focus the guy on
pepper spray.
No, I was hit. I was
pepper spray.
I was both pepper sprayed and hit. That guy was being beat with a baton on the ground. Can you justify that?
Yeah, well, I saw that clearly. Yeah, and I don't agree with that, but
you don't agree with that?
I don't agree with that, but hey, they have a job to do, and you don't get in their way. And if I was going to go up to someone, do that shit, if you touch them, they have a right to touch you. That's the law. That's
He's
the rule.
On the ground.
Do you know it's the law? You're not supposed to touch anyone. If it's an agent
he never
or officer.
touched him. He's on the ground. In what world do you think it's acceptable for the federal government to beat an American citizen with a nightstick? Multiple agents on the ground. Guys, there have been cases about this. These were massive news stories years ago.
I remember in the 1960s they had clips and they did a similar thing.
What?
I saw this.
Why are you so willing to? Are you this much of a bootlicker?
Well, whatever. I'm not being such a bootlicker. And you want to, because I'm telling you the honest fact, it's the similar thing they did in the 60s with the bully clubs with the same idiot liberals like you are doing the same bullshit and trying to start shit. That is not right.
What?
And then you do this ridiculous thing to say, calling them the Gestapo, of saying, the Nazi regime is nowhere near close.
It's very
nowhere near close.
Oh, it's very close. It's
never close.
Yeah, this is sad. Do you know why we're there? Do you know what's happening? What the reason is? Why do you think the protesters are there?
Well, the reason why because you don't agree with the policies of the immigration system.
No,
That's why.
No,
yes,
that's not
it
why
is.
we're there.
Oh yes, it
no,
is.
it isn't.
That's what
you have no idea what you're talking about.
I know.
The
what
reason
I'm talking
we're
about.
there.
It's about immigration and about putting them in.
How are you gonna tell me why we're there when I'm there? I'm telling you. You want to listen and hear? So I'll explain it to you. Yes, why are you there? And I'll explain it to you. Because the people inside the facility are being abused. They've been sexually assaulted. Guy, we have dead bodies to prove it. People have died.
There's no dead bodies. There's no dead bodies. That's kind of a phony.
What the fuck are you talking about? You telling me
I know I'm telling. There's no dead bodies coming out from ICE agents.
You're telling me people are dying in immigration custody? This is this is a matter of public record, you clown.
You're a clown.
All right, listen.
You're a clown.
It was good talking to you. You're a bootlicker. Rhino,
you're an asshole.
Rhino, thank you. Rhino, shut up, dude. Spell Gestapo for me. Yeah, I didn't think so. Rhino, thank you for the $19.99 super chat. Appreciate you. Accountability is coming for the fascists. Big facts, Rhino, and nice avatar there. I want a Wookiee. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Appreciate you. And Cisco, thank you for the $10 super chat. Appreciate you. Man, these bootlickers, man, they will lick the boot no matter what kind of proof you show them. That's amazing to me. I can't wait to make a video out of that. I'm literally showing this dude in real time, in real fucking time, indisputable evidence of ICE brutality on American citizens. Because, look, I know you don't give a fuck about what's happening to the people inside that facility because you think people are less than human because of their documentation status, which, by the way, is fucking sick in its own right. But this is indisputable proof of them using their authority to infringe on the rights of American citizens, using excessive force to beat people into submission. You guys just watched it in real time. I don't know what proof I would need to provide. I know that this journalism is important. I know these videos are important. Whether or not these clowns want to admit it or not. Did you hear him? He goes, yeah, well, I don't support that. Oh, you don't support the guy beating the shit out of the guy on the ground? But I even realized when I was doing this, right? Because truthfully, it's risky business. And I said to myself, it's funny. I will literally, in the moment, I could even remember thinking this. I'm going to put these videos out, and these people are still going to defend them. Because there are guys like that will lick the boot no matter what. I could have shown a video of an ICE agent pulling out his firearm and discharging it into someone. And he would have said, well, what did he do? 210 Ring, Christopher, thank you so much. Appreciate you. Yeah, he thinks I'm liberal, which is funny and pathetic. Sassy Corp, thank you so much. Appreciate you. Despicable, man. I mean, it doesn't get any worse than that, folks.
Call from
Bootlicker's gonna bootlick. That's for sure. Yes, are you a Trump supporter?
Yeah, I am.
So go ahead.
Well, even just to reference what you were just talking about, I watched the video, and I would say that the least you guys were peaceful.
Really?
Isn't that your First Amendment? Isn't that your right to peaceably protest?
Yeah.
Or am I mistaken?
Were we not peaceful?
No. Would you want that out in front of your home or your parents' home night after night after night?
Detention center.
Would you want that?
There is no home there.
Yeah, but would you want that in front of their home?
There's no homes there. It's a city
peaceably,
port.
Peaceably protest.
What
peaceably
was not
protest.
Do you think there's laws against chanting?
Like I said, peaceful.
Do you think there's laws
peacefully
against
protest. So if you were out front of your own parents' house night after night, you would not object to that type of behavior in front of their home?
We weren't in front of a home. We were in front of a detention
center. If
you
were in front of your parents' house with that shenanigans going on, would you consider it peaceful? Would they consider it peaceful?
If people were on a public sidewalk, they'd have the right to do that, yeah. So
and
what's your
same
definition?
Thing. If somebody was on a public sidewalk and they tried to walk through and you guys were acting peaceful like that, I find it hard for anyone to pass through that area.
Sure.
I don't find it very peaceful.
So I'll explain this to you since you're clearly clueless.
Sure.
This is a city port. This is not
Correct.
a residential area. There are no homes. This is a port, meaning there's a detention center, there's a carcass burning facility, and a chemical plant. That is largely what's on Doremus Avenue in Newark, New Jersey. There is no residential homes there. So if you're telling me that it's some kind of noise issue, the law is not in your favor, right? The Supreme Court has ruled on this multiple times. That is the definition of peaceful protesting: chanting, singing, locking arms, whatever. That's peaceful protesting. What specifically wasn't peaceful? Explain.
So you don't think that's a peaceful protest?
Are you going to answer the question? What wasn't peaceful?
No. Everyone's demeanor, everyone's screaming, being on bullhorns, yelling. None of that's peaceful.
That's your First
None of it's
Amendment
peaceful.
right.
No. Peaceful.
Oh my God!
What is it? What is the First
peaceful?
Amendment? Read.
Define peaceful.
Yeah, read the First Amendment. What does it say?
Yeah, sure. Define peaceful. Is
Peaceably
yelling
protest.
covered under your First Amendment?
You know what? Yelling may not be under the First Amendment. Now, free speech is.
You don't know
No.
what the fuck
Why
you're
would
talking
it?
about. Yelling is protected by the First Amendment. Okay.
No.
Yes, it is.
Peaceably protest.
So I know that you.
So if you're
can you
outside
define it?
speaking like how we're talking right now, then I would say that would be a peaceably protest. Because I could do this out in front of
Can you
my
define
parents' house or
peacefully,
anywhere
please?
else.
Can you define peaceably, please?
Peaceably is not being disruptive.
Dummy.
So that would be
peaceably
being out in
means,
public
Peaceably means
and doing a
without
public indecency or
listen,
getting.
Listen, Chud, I know you're not very bright, which is
Oh
clear.
my God!
And I'm surprised you've made it this far in life.
I'm sorry that you don't understand.
Peaceably
I'm
means
sorry you don't
without
understand.
Violence.
It even says
peaceably
in the
means
First Amendment
without
to
violence.
peaceably
Can you
protest.
can you define peaceably?
Peaceably protest.
Last
Yes.
chance to define peaceably, dummy.
Oh my God! I can't believe that that's your stance
can't
on it. Yeah,
define it.
peaceably protest.
He can't define
That means not
Can you
disruptive.
define peaceably,
Yeah,
please? So what this guy is saying, guys, is don't you dare chant during protests, otherwise it justifies the federal government beating the shit out of you.
If you guys were out in front of my house doing that, and I'm not even the
we
feds,
weren't in
I would
front
be
of
fucking
someone's house.
pissed.
We weren't in front of
No,
someone's
but
house.
if you were, it would not be
But
peaceably
why are
because
we
it would not
talking
be
in
tolerated by the
hypotheticals? Why are we
public.
talking in hypotheticals?
There is no hypothetical.
We have
How
a
about
lit-
this for a hypothetical?
Listen,
You guys
don't
go
talk
collect in
over
front
me,
of somebody's
stupid
house
fuck.
and see if they're going to be
Shut up, moron.
acceptable or
you
not.
don't know what the fuck
Right,
you're
because
talking
you can't
about.
even answer
You're
any
a
of
clown.
those.
You still can't define
Oh,
peaceably.
okay.
Peaceably means
Okay.
without violence. Chanting is protected under the First Amendment. You don't know what you're talking about.
No, sorry, dude. You're way off.
You're a complete dope.
No,
and this is one
way
of the
off.
dumbest callers I've ever gotten. Congratulations. You're one of the dumbest people I've ever spoken to. Congratulations. Guy is arguing chanting is not allowed during protests. So when people assemble peaceably outside of a courthouse and they chant, is that in violation of the First Amendment? I mean, honestly, tell me you're not this stupid. I mean, there's no way. He keeps talking about outside his mom's house. I'm not sure how that's relevant. Your mom's house is not in the equation here. Yes, are you a Trump supporter?
Yep. I literally just turned to the age of voting, and literally I walk up to a voting stand, and I didn't know. So at this point, I'm young. At that point, I'm looking at what to do. I filled it out. I did a trick shot and just threw it into a box. I didn't fucking do anything else.
Wait, what are you saying? I'm sorry, I'm not understanding. What did you say?
Okay, so I'm not really on either side, whether it be Trump or was Trump and Sleepy Joe or anywhere in between. I mean, I just got into Stanford for law school, so we're good on that. But I actually want to know about you. I've seen that you're posting, but I want to see your thoughts because I've had the wildest day and need somebody.
What?
Like, who do you support?
Guy, are you a Trump supporter?
In partial ways. I mean, yeah, but no, not really.
Who'd you vote for?
I did vote for Trump, sadly. I'm starting to regret it.
Okay, well, yeah, I don't support Trump. I'm anti-fascist.
I mean, I don't really support anybody at this point.
Well, that's great. Yeah, I don't typically like politicians, generally speaking, but yeah, I definitely don't support Trump.
Yeah, well, you see, I've studied the amendments. Like, I studied the Constitution so many times because I've just gotten this big law school, you know. Like,
really? So can you tell me really quick, what are your first 5 amendments?
All right, here, let me roll. Cause I actually got a book about this.
No, what are your first 5 off the top of your head?
Okay, so I know the first 3.
All right, what's your third?
I'm lucky.
What's your third?
Okay, so the first one.
No, what's your third?
Okay, so can I go from 1 to 3?
No, because you're delaying, so you can look it up. What's your third?
Bro, like, can you give me a second here?
Okay, so no, I don't want you to go through them all. I proved my point. Listen, here's the thing. If you voted for Trump, I hope you recognize that Donald Trump doesn't care about your constitutional rights. The federal government beating the shit out of American citizens for exercising those rights.
I can see that.
Is something that we should all stand against. I've tried to convince, for long before this, tried to convince people that it's not just the left losing their rights. And if you're at home cheering this on, I hope you understand that you too are losing your rights and that eventually they will come for you.
Okay. Like, who did you vote for? Like, question.
I voted for Kamala Harris.
I see where you were going with that. Like, but
I'll say it 10 toes down. I voted against Trump. I will vote against Trump 20 out of 20 times, 100 out of 100 times. I never voted for Trump. I voted against him in all 3 elections. I knew this would be the result of his policies. I knew his mass deportation policy was going to be a fucking disaster. It's exactly what happened. Here we are.
See, I'm not a big talker, but when you think about it, what would have changed? If certain things, big change would have changed. But at the end, you're still going to get the same wrecked America. Like,
nope.
We're not getting any better.
No, it's not entirely true. There are issues, right, systemically. There are issues in our government. Our government has issues that, you're right, wouldn't be fixed regardless of which candidate you voted for. That is true. The United States has a long history of oppression, of marginalizing particular communities of people, of committing atrocities around the globe, right? Of a toxic relationship with Israel. There's all sorts of elements that wouldn't be fixed no matter which candidate you decided to vote for. That being said, there was a better option. And that better option was clear as day. That better option was clear as day. This was an open book test. This is a person who never had any respect for the Constitution, has no respect for people's individual liberty, doesn't give a fuck about human rights, and now we're experiencing the consequences of those things. In an effort, additionally, to consolidate power, which we'll be lucky if we get out of this hole.
Well, I think they were signing a document maybe today or yesterday. I started thinking about it for that bombing we did or something with Israel or something. But
what? You're talking about the agreement?
Yeah, whatever. They were trying to meet up or something.
They're trying to meet up or something is what you said? They're signing an agreement because of Donald Trump's inability to negotiate, okay? They're essentially signing an agreement that keeps this conflict unresolved, okay? It's a worse version of the JCPOA. Iran's obviously, it doesn't resolve the enrichment issue. It doesn't resolve the issue with regional militias. It doesn't resolve the issue with missiles. It's a timeout. In order to resolve some of these larger issues. Iran has won this war. That's what it was, a war. And it is strictly due to Donald Trump's inability to negotiate. Donald Trump is the worst negotiator we have ever had in the history of our country. He takes us out of deals and claims he can negotiate better ones, and he sucks at it.
Yep.
So have a good day, man. I appreciate you. Take care. Whatever you're doing over there.
Getting-
Bro's like, I don't know, I was imagining him like rubbing a wand around like a steel bowl or something. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know what he's doing. I really do not. All right, somebody called here, 406. Because.
Hello.
How old are you?
Who's
Don't
calling?
call my live again. Hello, how old are you?
I am 49.
All right, I'm going to transfer you over to my secretary real quick, and she's going to ask you 3 questions, and then I'll transfer you back to me.
All right, sounds good, boy.
Hello?
Hello.
Hi, how are you, sweetheart?
Oh, I'm doing fine. How are you?
Okay, I'm going to ask you 3 questions just to make sure you're not AI, okay, honey?
Yeah, I'm definitely not AI.
Are you single, though?
No, ma'am.
You
No,
sound
ma'am.
cute. What's your favorite car?
Any of them that gets me from point A to point B.
What's your favorite color?
I really don't have one.
Okay. And you sure it's not white? Okay. And I was gonna ask, are you single again? I'm just kidding. All right, I'm transferring you. Bye, honey.
Right.
All right. 434. Are you a Trump supporter? Go ahead.
I'm a policy supporter.
All right.
Yeah,
So let me
I was
ask you a
gonna say,
question
does
because
that
I
make
know where
sense?
we're going here, right? And this
Okay.
is something Trump supporters typically say. But the problem is there are line in the sand issues when it comes to Donald Trump. Would you agree?
I would say that yes, with any candidate or anybody, there's
No?
always a line.
Right. So is the line the Epstein files here? I don't think this is similar to every other candidate, at least in this case.
So without proper information about all that, one really can't say or assume that there is a line. Where the line is, has that line been crossed? I think competent people should look into it. Everything should be transparent. Nothing should be hidden. I think if you put the right people, and you have to make sure that that they can see down the middle.
Enforce the law in this case, correct?
I would say so. Yeah.
Right.
If there's
So
laws on the
that's a
book,
great point you made, right? Making sure we put people in positions that these people are willing to do the right thing, enforce the law in this case, in regards to the Department of Justice. Donald Trump putting his personal attorney in charge of the Department of Justice to obstruct justice and violate a law passed by Congress. Is that a line in the sand?
yeah. If you have stepped over the line or law that has been on the books and set forth by President of Congress, House, whatever, then accountability should be dished out.
So that's what's happened here. So why are you still supporting him?
Never said I supported them.
Lee, thank you so much, Lee, for the $25 Venmo. W. Lee in the chat for the $25 Venmo. Appreciate the support, Lee. Somebody else asked here, Tommy, when are you going back out to Newark? I should be out there on Wednesday. I was thinking about doing something related to ice because the Knicks are having their parade in the city, and I'm trying to draw people over to Delaney Hall. So there might be something we do in New York City as well, but we're probably going to be in between Newark and New York City by Wednesday. So who did you vote for, sir?
I voted for Bernie.
Bernie didn't run. Who did you vote for, sir?
Well, I was going to vote for Bernie.
Oh, Lord.
Well,
Bernie wasn't
running.
running. He's like 90.
Yes,
Who
sir.
did you
Yes,
vote
sir.
for?
Yes, sir. Well,
listen,
I didn't
I'm
vote
a
for
Bernie
anybody.
bro myself.
Okay.
I'm a Bernie guy
Can
myself.
Can I ask you a question?
Who did you vote for?
I voted for Kamala.
Okay, so you're not even a
But
Trump
here's-
supporter?
like I said, I'm a policy supporter. But here's the thing. Here's the thing that got me. And I was
All of that, and this guy's
in
not
my
even a
vote.
Trump supporter. What the fuck? Wouldn't you think you'd say that when I'm grilling you about the Epstein files, dude? What the fuck? Go ahead. What's up, dude?
All right. So, in all of our elections, representatives from wherever run, and then they run against other candidates to be the nominee for their party. Correct?
Yeah, I heard like half of what you said, but yeah, I assume what you're saying is correct.
Okay. All right. So there's always a runoff. You vote for who you vote for, then they run against who they run against, and then you vote between them and move it on up to the presidential
Oh,
election.
God, here we go. Okay, go ahead. Can you just make your point so I can...
Why were we Democrats not allowed to select their candidate for
You're so
presidency?
full of shit. You didn't vote for Kamala Harris, you chud. Guy, it's so embarrassing that you can't even admit who you voted for because you can't defend the issues. You said policy. Can you tell me what part of the Constitution requires you to have an open primary?
To be honest, I'm not that familiar with
Because
it.
there is none.
So
Because there is none. You don't have a single clue what you're talking about. The delegates gave her the votes.
Said,
the delegates gave her
I don't have
the
enough
votes.
information.
So I'm explaining it to you. So the delegates gave her the votes. But what I would say additionally, right, is can you name a single Democrat that challenged her for the nomination?
I couldn't even name a single Republican that challenged Trump.
What? There was tons of people that challenged Trump.
Right. So there was policies of doing this, and doing this. You always go with what policy is going to best benefit the country you live in or the society that you want to create, correct?
I got to be honest, sir. I don't really know what your point is. I'm trying to grasp what you're laying down, but I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, so
you asked me about whether or not why did Democrats not have an open primary? Because you're being disingenuous. You never voted for Kamala Harris. You're trying to come at this from a Democrat supporter perspective to try and catch me on this gotcha. Like I'm going to be like, I don't know. I guess it's a dictatorship. What happened was Joe Biden had a colossal fuck up at the debates. Excuse me 1 second.
All right.
Joe Biden had a colossal fuck up at the debates. Okay. And that was pretty late into election season. And there wasn't really time for an open primary. You don't really want to go in that way. You know what I mean? But more or less, the Republicans supported her and backed her. I think she was backed by like 95% of the party. So there wasn't anyone who even stood up and said, when she, obviously decided that she wanted to be the nominee and the party decided they wanted her as the nominee, nobody stood up and said, well, I want to be the nominee, right? They just supported that, right? Which is why it wasn't really an issue.
Okay. All right. See, now I better understand what happened because it was explained to me.
Well, there you go. I wish you'd be honest about who you voted for, though. You didn't vote for Kamala Harris. No, you didn't. I've been doing this a long time. No, you didn't. But it's fine. We can play this game and pretend.
Okay. Moving past that point. Like I said, I mean, we've had, like I said, I'm almost 50 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I've lived through, seen multiple presidents, politicians, and the one thing that I can't figure out, and nobody's been able to explain to me, the government is supposed to make money and run as a government, right? Keep its people safe, make sure that we have what we need, everything is flowing correctly, right?
Depending on who you talk to, I mean, I believe they have an obligation, yeah.
Okay. So when we have bigger government, more taxes, do you not feel like that restricts us more so than having a smaller government, less taxes, less political, less politician stuff, to where we're focusing more on the day-to-day, where we have people in place. Like I said before, in order to have things done right, you have to put the right people in the right positions and have those people accountable for those positions. Excuse me. So I've always tried to figure out why one side wants all these taxes and stuff, the other side wants the smaller, less taxes and stuff. I noticed in my check market, I work all the time, got to make ends meet. I don't understand why I work so hard, but I have so little. None of the politicians, none of who I voted for.
Capitalism
nobody.
Is why you work so hard and have so little, not taxes. Capitalism.
So then, do you feel like we should just do away with capitalism?
Yes. Yes.
Then how do we own anything? I mean, we don't own anything now. I mean,
why do we what? Here's what I'm going to try and explain to you. So here's the thing. If you want capitalism, which I'm assuming you like capitalism, correct?
Well, I mean, I like trying to own stuff, yes.
But what is that? Again, do you like capitalism, yes or no?
I guess I have to say yes.
Okay, so then we're going to talk from a capitalist perspective.
Okay.
How do you propose we pay for courts, police, defense so the country isn't invaded or bullied or whatever these Republicans would try and perpetuate? Roads, bridges. Because I'm trying to leave out social programs because you clearly don't care about those. Correct. So how would we pay for those issues in a capitalist system?
Social programs depend. So, I mean, like I said...
No, I think if it was up to me, I would cut defense spending by 50%. If it was up to me, I would significantly reduce the number of police and what their active role is in society. I don't think we need police chasing people down who are going 5 miles over the speed limit, for instance. I think we are heavily over-policed. I think we need much more in the way of community programs to address the root causes of crime. We need to address issues like mental health and substance use disorder. And if we were able to address these issues and their root causes, crime would drop significantly. And I can substantiate that's true because crime is actively on the decline in big cities like New York, and elsewhere because of those same community programs. But just talking,
do you feel like we see more mental illness these days, or has it? I mean,
well, just answer my question real quick. If you like capitalism, can you tell me how you propose we pay for like all of these things without taxes? Do you think we should just rely on the good nature of human beings to donate it at the end of the year? Or I'm asking honestly, I'm not even being sarcastic.
We both know the goodness of human nature goes so far.
Right. So
I think we can agree on that.
So do you have a problem with taxes or no? Do you want to move past that point? I'm not sure if you were emphasizing that point or not. I thought you were asking me a question about taxes. Are you asking me a question about policing? Because I can go into an issue about, if you want me to talk about policing, I can. What topic are you trying to get me to talk about? Just tell me. So I can talk about it.
The whole institute of their government. I mean, it's always been everybody's either this side or that side. Nobody. I have met very few people who see it from both sides and walk the middle.
Like politically,
human naturally. I was raised to do unto others. Yeah, the human nature. You should do unto others as you have them do unto you. Treat people the way you want to be treated.
So
look, but back to the government and, okay, so immigration.
Okay.
Every country has an immigration policy, correct?
I would just really appreciate if you just make your point so I can get on to the answer and we can move on to the next. There's a lot of people who want to call in, and so what's the point of this conversation?
Well, you're talking about
immigration,
the protest.
Right?
Okay,
yes.
The protest and what you can and can't do during a peaceful protest.
Well, what we were talking about is why we are protesting and what the result of those protests were. The reason we're protesting
and why was y'all protesting?
Because we were protesting outside of a concentration camp in Newark, New Jersey called Delaney Hall Detention Center. Inside that facility, people have died due to lack of medical care. They've had maggots in their food. Women are not getting health care during miscarriage. Sexual assault allegations, arms twisted behind their back, beat, pepper sprayed, restricting toilet paper as a form of torture. So we went to go protest for their human rights because everyone deserves human rights everywhere, all the time, not depending on their documentation status. When we did that, the federal government sent out ICE. This is not a government facility. This is a private facility with a government contract. Let's be super clear about the details here. It's important. This is a private, for-profit detention center, concentration camp, that is not a government facility, simply has a contract with the government.
They signed a legal binding contract with the government.
That doesn't make their land federal or them a government facility. Many businesses have government contracts and are not government businesses, right? They don't suddenly become government businesses. They're not suddenly federal, right? They're not suddenly feds because they have a federal contract. So we were outside protesting on a public sidewalk for their human rights. ICE was sent in by the Trump administration and Tom Homan, and ICE beat the shit out of us. And then a bunch of stuff has happened. ICE was throwing people into oncoming traffic. I watched someone get their leg run over by a tractor trailer. I watched a woman that was standing there completely helpless get her head split wide open with a nightstick. There's videos on my channel to substantiate this occurred. I played a couple of them in here.
Has picked this up?
What?
I said, how come none of the news stations has picked this up?
It's been a nationwide story. It was a huge story last week. I myself was in the New York Times and on MSNBC. It was a major story. The news, though, suppresses a lot of it like they do with everything else. There's atrocities happening the news isn't reporting on. But this was a nationwide story, largely because of the boots on the ground journalism we did last week. It wasn't getting much attention prior to that. I can go to your page
and find all this.
What?
I said I can go to your website and I can see all this.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
I encourage you to go do that. All right.
Okay. So you said you was on the sidewalk protesting, chanting.
Yep. One more question, and then I'm moving on to the next guest. Yes.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Okay. What's the last question?
Y'all was peaceful, and then they crossed the line and started just beating y'all.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can literally watch videos of me saying, ICE is about to come beat us, and ICE walked towards us and beat us. I mean, it's not, this isn't complicated, okay? Everyone knows what happened.
I'm trying to gather information for myself.
Well, here's what I would encourage you to do. Do you have a pen?
On it, I figured you was the best person to go to.
Do you have a pen or pencil? I'm going to give you additional information. Okay. Write this down. Delaney Hall, D-E. Tell me when you have a pen ready.
I'm writing D-E.
D-E-L-A-N-E-Y space Hall, H-A-L-L, Detention Center, Newark, New Jersey. Type that into Google, and there's a bunch of information that's going to come up about what happened last week.
Newark,
New Jersey. Yep.
Okay. All right. And what was the rest of it?
That's it. Just go to Google and type that in. Right. Have a great day. Sleep tight tonight, all right?
All right, man. I appreciate your
all right, buddy.
Time to talk
Take care. I mean, something that always gets under my skin is when people ask me, why isn't the mainstream media covering it, as if the mainstream media is like a truth teller or something. I don't care where you fall on the political spectrum. Let's make something super clear right now. The mainstream media is not on our side. When ICE was beating up people, every network was out there. Reuters, New York Times, CNN, Fox News, MSNBC, they were lined up the street. They were there all night. I even knew some of them from Minnesota. The guys from Reuters and New York Times recognized me from Minnesota. Oh, my God, I saw you in Minnesota, Boa. And part of the reason I spoke to that one guy, as soon as the governor put the block on Doremus Avenue, which has since been lifted, mainstream media bounced. They are interested in the theatrics. They're interested in the violence because that's what gets people to subscribe to their bullshit. Right? They weren't interested in the truth, right? I've been protesting I've been documenting long after the mainstream media left every single day. uploading content, talking about it, trying to draw attention to these issues, because you know what the real story here is, that there's people being tortured inside the facility. Guys, there's someone in the chat here named Last War Tips and Tricks. He's very jealous about you sending me Venmos. So if you guys want to send me Venmo, I'm going to type it in the chat because this dude is super jealous about it. If you guys want to send support for my work, you can on Adam Cray Politics. No underscore. There are fake accounts out there that pretend to be me. It's just Adam Cray Politics, one word. Make sure you send it on behalf of this guy, Last War Tips and Tricks. That's his name. He's a disgruntled YouTuber whose channel literally sucks. And he's in here crying because he's jealous. He's jealous. So make sure you guys support on behalf of Last War Tips and Tricks. All right? Do it on behalf of Last War Tips and Tricks. All right, the phone lines are back on here. This guy keeps calling modern websites. Let's see what this person's about.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not available.
Voicemail.
At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up.
How are you? You're an unbelievable supporter. So true. I hope you enjoyed the fights last night. I wanted to call in and get a website done. And OnlyFans, I wanted to get it done. See if you were interested. Call me back. Or let Baron know. Thank you.
Hi, if you record your name and reason for calling, I'll see if this person is available.
So that was a fake number. All right, so somebody in the chat says, Gestapo, what an idiot, broke federal laws and federal agents are doing the job. You're an idiot. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. What laws were broken, you clown? What laws were broken, you clown?
Wow, James.
What laws were broken, you
Press
clown?
1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
What laws? Tell me what laws were broken. Standing on a sidewalk? Are you going to be like that other guy? You wouldn't do that in front of mom's house. Why the fuck would I be screaming in front of my mom's house unless she had a unless she had a concentration camp in her basement? I mean, literally the dumbest arguments from MAGA consistently will never cease to amaze me, ever. Alan Gentry says that's why Scott Paley of 60 Minutes got fired. He wouldn't report lies. Facts, Alan. Facts. And that's another thing MAGA fucking ignores, by the way. Won't talk about that at all, when they quite literally said very specifically, we want to make protesters look violent. Give me a fucking break. And, you know, and he'll be remembered for that because there's very few people with integrity in media. Very, very, very few. It would benefit the country if these people would do some freaking research of believing everything they're told by government-controlled media. Let me tell you, it is exhausting to live in a world full of these chuds. A country full of these chuds. And look, I know many of you are exhausted. I know many of you are tired. And it's hard to get up every day and keep living in this exhausting, like, pool of misinformation and disgusting slobbery of white supremacy. And it's just this. And I understand. It is depressing. It drags you down. But we need you to participate. You've got to participate on every level. Otherwise, we are screwed. Otherwise, we are screwed. I think you're going to have ICE agents at polling locations. I think ICE agents are, you know, ICE is Trump's personal army. They're not immigration customs enforcement. Clearly, they're willing to assault American citizens. Clearly, they're willing to kill American citizens. Clearly, they're willing to. So there was another ICE shooting today. And this is the expectation going forward. What can you expect from me going forward? So obviously I'm always going to be streaming and this and that, but I'm also like expanding into documenting a lot of these things. A lot of you know that have been watching me for a while since the winter. And New York City's about to pop off. I mean, it is going to be like nothing you've ever seen if they do what they're saying they're going to do. It is going to be so ugly and so violent. I really am hoping that they chicken out and don't do this. But we're seeing increased cases of ICE tackling people, assaulting people in New Jersey and New York, discharging their firearm. They discharged their firearm into a vehicle today. I think it's beginning. Anna, thank you so much for the Venmo. Says, I don't remember the chud's name, but this is to piss off the chud. Yeah, that chud's name was some dumb tips and tricks channel, some failure of a YouTube channel. I don't know. Cameron Kearney or something. I don't know what his name was. Cameron Kearney or some bullshit like that. Pat here says, you're so full of shit. Pat, why don't you give a call in, Pat, and stop crying, all right? It's going to be okay. Do you want me to sing you a lullaby before bed, Trump supporters? Do you want me to sing you a lullaby? His name is Mamdani. Mamdani. His name is Mamdani. Mamdani. His name is Mamdani. No, I'll sing you a better one. Ready? We are Charlie Kirk. We carry the flame. Why is Trump as bad as they say? Convince me. I could convince you. I don't need to convince you. I mean, whether or not I convince you is a you problem. I can give you the reasons why, but I'm not going to do it in the chat. Let's see here. This person here says, stupid ass premise. Why don't you give a call in really quick, Ken? Just clicked your profile and it's creepy as fuck. In fact, please don't call in. All right? Please don't call in. As a matter of fact. Don't call in. At least 4 women who competed in a Miss Teen USA beauty pageant told BuzzFeed that Donald Trump walked in there. Yes. Thank you for that, News Troll. News Troll dropping the facts. Thank you, News Troll. I appreciate you. News Troll's in here just dropping the facts about Trump. Let's go, News Troll. I know, Matt. And then YPD will be fuckwits. Well, Dory, I think they'll probably tell him to stand down. But I guess we'll see what happens. You know, if they don't tell them to stand down, then it will certainly be a fuck show. I mean, he could also say protect the citizens. You know, I don't know what's going to end up happening. But it is what it is. All right, folks, I'm going to pop off here. I would go for a little bit longer, but there's not enough going on in here to keep me on. So I appreciate you guys. Thanks for coming. Thank you for the people who did contribute. Appreciate you. Tomorrow is Tuesday. Tomorrow's Tuesday. I have an important video I'm going to be releasing that I'm working on with good information too. Look for that tomorrow. Don't think I'm leaving to go back there Tuesday, but I'm probably going back there Wednesday. And it looks like I'm going to report through the weekend. I was really thinking about going into the city and straight up just passing out flyers like, this is what's happening at Delaney Hall. Do you know what's happening to you know what I mean? But like, I don't know. Like, I feel like people aren't listening. I don't know. Like, that's what I was thinking about doing. That's how deflated I am that, you know, people are not listening. That would handing out flyers convince people like, hey, these atrocities are being committed right across the river? I don't know. But tell everybody you know that it is happening, folks. I would appreciate it. I'm very thankful for those videos that went viral because that let a lot of people know what was happening in there. Thank God, because I don't even know without them if as many people would know. But It's troubling to say the least. Do more lives. I do a lot of lives, Wimbrel. I just literally didn't like do it the last week and a half, 2 weeks, because I've been reporting this stuff at Delaney Hall. Because I do both. I don't just stream, I also actually get out there and try, and it's very important for me to be doing this. Like, you can't wait for other people to do it, right? You got to just do it yourself. So it's very important to document it at the level it's being documented. Yeah, it's all on TikTok, everybody. You got to watch me on TikTok, too, if you don't watch me on TikTok. All right? Right there. Bye-bye. Bro said, didn't you say you were neutral? I never said I was neutral, bro. I am definitely not neutral. I am human rights, including yours, 10 toes down every day, all day. Human rights, every day, all day.